Hey soldiers, according to authorities in the Bahamas, Sam Bankman-Fried has been arrested. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried arrested, Bahamas says. U.S. authorities filed criminal charges against Bankman-Fried, and the Bahamas intends to extradite him once U.S. officials request it. So it looks like the FTX thing is coming to a head. We reported a few days ago about Caroline Ellison, the partner to Sam Bankman-Fried. You remember Caroline Ellison, ran the Alameda Research Hedge Fund for the FTX empire. And she was in the vicinity of a federal building with an FBI office in it, the Javits building in Manhattan. And we reported that she probably was turning state's evidence and giving up some information so that she could get a lighter sentence if she's sentenced by the federal authorities. The Royal Bahamas Police Force arrested FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, a press statement said. The arrest came after the U.S. filed criminal charges against Bankman-Fried, the statement said. And, we said that they would file charges. We knew that that was going to happen at some point. A lot of people doubted it, but the wheels of justice turned slowly. This is not an instant process. The Bahamas does intend to extradite Sam Bankman-Fried once the federal authorities here in America request that. Quote, as a result of the notification received and the material provided therewith, it was deemed appropriate for the Attorney General to seek Sam Bankman-Fried's arrest and hold him in custody pursuant to our nation's Extradition Act. The statement attributed to Attorney General Ryan Pender said, at such time as a formal request for extradition is made, the Bahamas intends to process it promptly, pursuant to Bahamian law and its treaty obligations with the United States. A tweet from the U.S. Attorney General's office, the U.S. Attorney's office, for the Southern District in New York confirmed that prosecutors in the U.S. did indict Bankman-Fried, though the indictment remains under seal. So it'll be interesting to see how many charges are on this indictment. The tweet, as you can see here, USA Damian Williams, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams. Earlier this evening, Bahamian authorities arrested Samuel Bankman-Fried at the request of the U.S. government based on a sealed indictment filed by the Southern District of New York. We expect to move to unseal the indictment in the morning, and we'll have more to say at that time. So that'll be Tuesday morning. Further, we did the video about his parents being tied up in this. They got their hands on some sweet real estate. They are professors of law at Stanford University, and I believe they make maybe about $800,000 a year combined. And they were in possession of $121 million of Bahamian real estate. So either they are the world's greatest real estate investors or something ain't right. In the Bahamas statement, Bahamas Prime Minister Philip Davis said the country would continue pursuing its own investigation into FTX's collapse alongside the U.S. Government's criminal charges. Bankman-Fried was set to testify virtually before the House Financial Services Committee about the exchange's collapse on Tuesday. Spokespeople for both the chair and ranking member did not immediately return request for comment. Now, isn't that interesting? So they got him in custody before he could get in front of Congress and say anything. And I don't think that Congress is upset about that. I think that they want him sealed away. What was his congressional testimony going to accomplish anyway? FTX fell last month after a CoinDesk report revealed that Alameda Research, a sister company, that's the one that Caroline Ellison was CEO of, also founded by Bankman-Fried, held a large number of FTT tokens, which are issued by FTX. FTX filed for bankruptcy just over a month ago. Its new CEO, John J. Ray III, said in court filings and prepared congressional testimony that he had never seen anything quite like the corporate governance and documentation failures that he found at FTX. Among other issues, he found that FTX had heavily commingled customer and corporate assets, losing billions along the way. In his prepared remarks published earlier Monday, today, he said his new team had managed to secure about $1 billion of company assets to date. This is going to get interesting, guys, because I do think his parents will be, I think they'll be in the mix. Now, he could go into the FBI because, you know, we did the video about him, just he would not shut up. He's just been incriminating himself all week long. Doing interviews with the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, just running his mouth. He did secure a new attorney, Rob Cohen, who is famous for being on the defense team of El Chapo and Ghislaine Maxwell, both of whom are in prison tonight. So, you know, maybe his specialty is trying to get you less time. But I think what Sam Bankman-Fried might end up doing, because his parents are pretty old, he might end up falling on the sword and saying, hey, I'll take it if you keep my parents out of prison. Because, again, they are older people. They're senior citizens. So this is what's going on. For his part, Bankman-Fried went on a press tour after leaving his company, speaking to the New York Times, New York Magazine, Vox, Wall Street Journal, and numerous other news outlets. He spoke at a Twitter Spaces and in a live Forbes interview earlier Monday today. So even as late as today, he was yapping away to anyone who would listen. I tried to get him on the Soldiers of Finance channel, but I guess it's too late for that now because the feds have got him locked up tight. So we're going to see how this thing shakes out. We'll see if they're able to secure any more money to give back to the people who lost their money, make them as whole as possible. But you know what also needs to happen is the politicians that got donations from Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, they need to give that money back to that bankruptcy investigator, the new CEO, so that he can add it to the pot of money that goes toward making these people whole. Now, I want to challenge these politicians, do the right thing. Don't give it to a third party so that you can, you know, maybe get it back 6 to 18 months from now. No, give it back to the company so that they can dole it out properly and make people as whole as possible. All right, so check out some of the other videos we have on this. We've done quite a lot on it. And the reason we've been covering it is because I've never believed in crypto. I think that what has happened here is Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX have done a lot to, you know, damage the reputation of crypto. As I always say, if you can make money off of it, if you can make money off of something, then legitimately, then do it. I am not a fan of crypto because I do not understand it. But I do think that Sam Bankman-Fried has, you know, done a lot to pretty much put the reputation of crypto in the toilet for the time being. These digital assets are being scrutinized now more than ever. And what's also going to happen is you're going to see a lot of regulation. The European Union came out earlier today and said that they're removing a lot of the anonymity rules surrounding crypto so that they can better get a hold on the tax situation for the digital asset. So the times, they are a-changing. People, this thing is not looking as rosy as it once did. And a lot of the benefits that were associated with it, like anonymity, for example, are going away. There's going to be a lot of regulation surrounding this. And in a way, that's a good thing to the extent that it helps people not lose money. But this thing is not going to be the freewheeling, wild, wild west type of asset that it was once played up to be. And you can thank people like Sam Bankman-Fried and Caroline Ellison for that. Mr. Wonderful is taking it on the chin. We'll do a video tomorrow about CNBC's grilling session of Mr. Wonderful. He's lost a lot of money. And, you know, A lot of people are taking it on the chin. Anthony Scaramucci, he's another one. This thing has had reverberations. You know what? Federal prison might be the safest place for Sam Bankman-Fried right now. Go on and watch some of the videos that we produced about this, guys, and we'll be doing more on it. You've got to do your due diligence to make sure you're not wrapped up in enthusiasm, that you are pursuing something that is a rock solid investment with a use case, with some sort of real world value to it. Those are the first steps in making sure you are not going to go out there and get all tied up in emotionalism and lose money. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon.